sentences, for affirmative sentences, and for negative sentences. You know the word order. So what we are supposed to do today is we're going to talk about the uses. We're going to talk about the uses. So write on the first use. Write on the first use. Not clicking.
This one is not correct.
क्या हो गया इसका? नहीं बंद हो गया.
सर स्पीक करते हैं.
इस पे करो नहीं इससे करो. क्यों नहीं काम करेगा? सामने करने वाली बात ही नहीं है. चल रहा था अच्छा खासा. Basically, I was thinking of putting. You are not going to cover the students, right? In the live one, you are not going to cover the students. If you want to cover the students, you can cover the boys, not the girls. ये लीजिए शुरू हो जाए. करें अब कहाँ से करना है. All right. So the first use is write down. We use present continuous. We use present. There should not be girls. Continuous or present progressive to talk about actions that are in progress, while we are talking about them. While we are talking about them. Things that are happening while we are talking about them. Right now, it means you can add things, comma, put a comma and then write things that are happening. Things that are happening at the moment. Alright? Now listen. Listen what? For example, right now, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you right now. Right now, it means right now, at the moment. While I'm talking to you, you can hear the buses and the cars are honking, are plying on the road. Right? The buses and the cars are running. For example, the sun is shining. It means right now, while I'm talking to you, the sun is shining. I may say, the birds are flying over there. The birds are flying. It means right now. I'm talking and you are listening. You are learning. I'm teaching. It means right now. I may say, what's he doing? He's recording something. He's recording something, right? And the students are listening carefully. It means right now when I'm talking. So the things that are happening around you, at the time of speaking, when you're speaking about them, when you're talking about them, we use present continuous. We use present progressive. I hope you understand. Yes, do you understand? Yes, sir. Just write down a few examples. Write down a few examples. The sun is shining. The sun is shining. The sun is shining. Right? The birds are flying. Singing. Write down the birds are singing, chirping. The car is honking for you. The car is honking. Honking. The car is honking or honking for you. Means asking for you perhaps. The car is waiting for you. Alright? The boys quarreling in the street. The boys are quarreling in the street. The cops are frisking. F-R-I-S-K-I-N-G. Frisking some people. People. All right. I'm going to home. Going to home. He is waiting for you. He's waiting for you. He's waiting for you. What are you? What are you looking? What are you looking for? What are you looking for? What's he asking for? Was he asking for? These are some examples showing that the things are happening right now. If you mark, in almost all the sentences I use a definite article the. Right? And do I tell you that if I remove that definite article the from these sentences, then the sentences won't be correct. The sentences won't be correct if I remove that definite article. Because when I put the word the there, the boys are quarreling in the street, I mean say particular boys whom I can see or whom I'm seeing right now. Do you understand? Do you get my point? So, the things that are happening when?
Right now.
Right now, at the moment, while we are talking about them.
Yes, sir.
This is the first use of present continuous. Write down the second use. And then you must be wondering, some of you must be wondering that at times I say honkin and yet at other times I say honking. At times I say eating and at times I say eaten. Right? This is something to do with the pronunciation of different types. Right? We'll talk about it in the later part of the lecture. The pronunciation we'll be doing about talking about it as well. But presently you write down the second use. We use present continuous to talk about the actions that are pre-planned in the past and are sure to take place, almost sure, and are almost sure to take place in the future, and are almost sure to take place in the future. Stop. I mean say full stop. Actions for which arrangements have been made in the past. Arrangements have been made in the past. Alright? Stop. Now listen. Suspend writing and listen to what I said. You know, usually when we talk about future actions, we usually end up using future simple. We use future tense. But then there is a difference. There is a difference. What's the difference? When, you might have heard it that future simple is usually referred to as colorless future. Future simple is usually referred to as colorless future. And then in the light of what we wrote right now, in the light of what you have written just now, if you see, what did we write? We said pre-planned. We said pre-planned. For which arrangements have been made in the past. Arrangements have been made in the past. But the actions are almost sure to take place in the future. Do you understand? I would like you to write something more to the definition, add something more to the definition. We use present continuous. We use
present continuous
instead of, in place of, future simple, in place of future simple, to talk about actions that are pre-planned and will take place in the future. That are pre-planned. That are pre-planned and will take place in the future. I would like you to just be careful just for a minute. Look at the board just for a minute. He is going to Jammu. He is going to Jammu. Now, if you look at the sentence, it's present continuous. As if someone is moving to Jammu right now. As if someone is, or if I say he's flying to Jammu. He's flying to Jammu. It seems as if someone is flying right now. Flying means not that he has wings.
going by air.
Yes, by air. In a plane. Right? So he is flying to Jammu. It almost means right now because the first to use.
Yes.
Perhaps the action is happening right now. But it's going to change. I'm going to add a single word to it. I'm going to add adverb of time, adverb of future time to it. Tomorrow. Right? Now, I may write the same sentence in this way. He will fly to Jammu tomorrow. He'll fly to Jammu tomorrow. Right? He'll fly to Jammu tomorrow. Now the question is, why did I say he is going to Jammu tomorrow or he's flying to Jammu tomorrow and not he'll fly to Jammu tomorrow? Now I'll add something more to it. I'll add something more to it just to make the difference clear. He's flying to Jammu tomorrow. He has got the tickets. He has got the tickets. Means he has got the tickets. He has planned it. He has planned it. It's a planned action. Pre-planned action. The arrangements have been made. The arrangements have been made and the man is flying to Jammu tomorrow because he has already got the tickets. Now, why don't I use this one? Because in this one, nothing is clear. He is flying to Jammu tomorrow. I'll give you one more example. I'll give you, say for instance, some of the students right now, right here tells me, sir, the transport is off tomorrow. Maybe there is some strike. Is an example. Don't you believe it? Right? Is an example only. Someone tells me, sir, the transport is off the roads tomorrow. They have called for a strike. Right now you're asking me and you ask me, what do we do now? What do we do? And I may answer in two ways. I may answer in two ways. I may say, all right, if the transport is off, we are not coming tomorrow. We are not coming tomorrow. Or I may say, we will not come tomorrow. when do I say we will not come and when do I say we are not coming? The situation would be, if I knew it already, before you told me, I knew it already, and I had planned, discussed it with my office people, that we are not coming tomorrow, because it was planned. It was already planned that we are not coming tomorrow, because I had discussed it, planned it, and we had posted a notes on the board outside that we are not coming tomorrow. Means it was planned. But if I say, oh, is it so? Is it off tomorrow? All right, we will not come. It's an instantaneous decision, spontaneous decision. There was no pre-planning. It was not planned. It was not arranged. Do you get me? Yes. Do you understand? Now, a better example. Say, my parents are going on Hajj this year. My parents are going on Hajj this year. I request you again, please stop writing. I have told you, do one thing at one time, because we have a very bad habit of doing two things at one time, and we end up not doing anything at all. Do one thing, listen to it first, and then you can write. We'll write hundreds of examples. You need not worry about that. Listen to me what I'm saying. My parents are going on Hajj this year. Is going on Hajj like, bye-bye, I'm going to Srinagar? Is it like that?
No.
Is it like going to Delhi even? No. That tomorrow you buy a ticket and you move to Delhi? Or is it really a very planned affair? Yes. You know, the forms are out. The Hajj is still 8-9 months away. The pilgrimage is still 8-9 months away. But the forms are there out. Then there is a process that will be followed. There would be that random draw. Random draw, right? And then the people would be selected who is going on Hajj. And then they will go for formalities, different things, so many things to do. Then the vaccinations, trainings, and then ultimately 2 months before you know when exactly are you leaving, you get the tickets and other things, right? Yes. So this whole pilgrimage is planned. It's pre-planned. It's pre-planned, right? Yes. And that's why we use present continuous. Because the action is to take place in the future. But it's pre-planned. It's when you have a pre-planned action, right? You use present continuous instead of future simple. Is that clear? Yes. One more example to make it more clear. Marriages. Marriage. My cousin is getting married in June 2018. The dates have been fixed. The arrangements have been made are being made. It's a planned affair. Marriage is not that you just go out with someone, let's get married today. Is it like that? No, sir. Even if it's a marriage of choice or it's an arranged marriage, right? In both the cases, it's a planned affair. So that's why we'd say that he's getting married next month, 2 months hence, etc. So when the action is planned, yes, please, if you have any question.
So can we present simple for that? For example, my sister's marriage comes up.
Well, I have told you last time that we use present simple. At times we use present simple for future action. There are two conditions. One is that you mix up it with some future tense. You mix it up with some future tense, then you use present simple for, we talked about it last time if you remember, that you mix it up with some future tense and then you use present simple for future actions, or at times in newspaper, headlines and other things, they use present simple. You can certainly use, but there are conditions for using present simple for future actions. Is that good? Do you understand? And so, sir, what is the second use?
Party disturb you, sir, we are getting late.
Okay, please. Bye-bye. Yes. So I was saying that present continuous. Second use is that we use present continuous instead of future simple when the action is pre-planned. When the action is pre-planned. When the action is pre-planned. When the arrangements are made prior to the happening of the action. And then, if you remember last time I said that there are so many grammarians who are of the opinion that we don't need present tense we don't need past tense and we don't need future tense. This is one of the reasons why they say. Because if you can use present continuous for future actions, what's the fun of having future tense? What's the fun of having future tense, right? Because you can always talk about future using present continuous, or at times you can use present simple for future tense. So what's the fun of having? Anyway, for you, there is something very beautiful for you, for fresh learners who want to speak. There is one thing very simple, that even if you learn present simple and present future, this present continuous, you are done with two tenses. It will be followed by present perfect that you use for past tense. Right? So even if you learn three tenses only, even if you know present simple, present continuous, present perfect, you are done. You can speak at ease without being incorrect. Without being incorrect. But then, since we are all, in our academic pursuits, we are school goers, we are college goers, university goers, better standards of language are expected. We are expected to be accurate. That's why we have to learn all these things. But then, for your day-to-day talking, even if you know three tenses only, present simple, present continuous, you are good enough to speak. Do you understand? Yes, sir. So, is the second use clear? Yes, sir. One more example to complete. I say, for example, the American president. The American president is visiting India next month. The American president is visiting India next month. Again, you can very easily understand when head of a state visits another country, another state, it's a planned affair. It's not like, let me go to India or let me go to England. It's not like that. It's a planned affair. So when you have such planned affairs, you use present continuous. Is that clear to everyone? Yes, sir. If you have any questions, please do ask. Feel free to ask questions. Not good. Yes. Please, do you have any questions? When you don't have questions, I have told you in the very beginning, if you don't have questions, it means either you understand everything or nothing. And I'm optimistic that you understand everything. Yes, sir. Do we move to the next use? Yes, sir. Write down use 3. We use present continuous. We use present continuous to talk about actions, to talk about that are spread, S-P-R-E-A-D, spread over, that are spread over a period of time, and constitute routines, R-O-U-T-I-N-E-S, routines. You'll put it in the brackets, temporary routines. Temporary routines. We use present simple to talk about actions spread over a period of time and constitute routines, temporary routines. Because we have already talked about one routine, that is permanent routine. When we talked present simple, we said we use present simple to talk about actions that happen as matter of routines. But these routines are permanent in nature. These routines are permanent in nature. But here we talk about routines that are temporary in nature. That are temporary in nature. Just suspend your writing and listen to me what I'm going to say, and then I'll write something on the board. Say, the examination is over. The examination is over. We go to school. We go to school. We go to school. We go to school. We learn at school. We learn at school. But this is something that we do as a permanent routine. This is spread over a very long period of time. Our learning is spread over a very long period of time. So, permanent routine. Permanent routine is usually, don't take this remark as sexist that it is the duty of women only to cook food. But that is how it is usually here. Mother cooks food for us. Mother cooks food for us. Right. Mother cooks food for us. It's a routine for her. A permanent routine. Poor fellow. What else can she do? Because it's people like us, निकम्मे लोग हम जैसे हैं, खाने वाले, पकाने वाली माँ ही है ना? So it has become a permanent routine for her. Mother cooks food for us. But just for the sake of example, mother is away. Mother is away for a couple of days. Mother is away for a couple of days. Now, who is going to cook food? Father, not we. Not we. Father is going to cook food for us. So what do you say? Father is cooking food for us. Father is cooking food for us. Father is cooking food for us. Food for us. Now, see, it's so beautiful to understand. Mother cooks. Present simple. Present simple. Mother cooks food for us. But father is cooking food for us. Both of them are doing the same job. Both are doing the same job. But we use one tense for mother and other tense for father. Why? Because father is cooking food for us for a couple of days only. It is a routine, but the routine is temporary in nature. On the other hand, you have... Do you understand? Yes, for her, it's a permanent routine. Just now we had talked about, I said, exams. We learn at school. We learn at school. Now my examination is over. My examination is over. Or I say, for example, for that purpose, Zubair's examination is over. He's learning computers these days. He's learning computers these days. Again, his exam is over. And he is learning computers. But he is not learning computers on a permanent basis. But for a short period of time. But the short period of time constitutes a routine, which the routine is temporary in nature. The routine is temporary in nature. And that's why we say he's learning computers. He's learning computers. Now say another example like this. The CM runs the government. The CM runs the government. On a permanent basis, the CM runs the... On a permanent basis, the principal runs the school, manages the school. But, say for example, the CM is out of the country for a couple of days. So we say, the deputy CM is running. The deputy CM is running the government. The vice principal is managing. The vice principal is managing the school these days in absence of the principal. And the deputy CM is running the government in absence of the CM. So when the routine is temporary in nature, when the routine is temporary in nature, we use present continuous. Contrary to when the routine is permanent in nature, we use present simple. I suppose you understand it. Yes, is that fine? Yes, do you understand? Yes, yet there is one more use to it. But we'll do that use when we do future continuous. Or we can do it right now if you're interested.
Yes,
Are you interested?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Another use is we talked about habits. We talked about habits. That when we talk about day-to-day habits of people, we use present simple. For example, Jack wakes up early in the morning.
Yes.
Jack wakes up,
Early in the morning.
or Jack sleeps late.
Yes.
Jack sleeps
Late.
late, or Jack goes to bed late. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Day-to-day habits. I drink a glass of milk every day. I read newspapers every day. Right?
Yes, sir.
So these are habits. But at times, we mean to say that someone has a habit that we do not like. Actually, we disapprove. We don't like that habit. We may dislike it also, or we simply, there is a bit of complaint in it. There is a bit of complaint or disapproval. For example, whenever you see Jack, whenever you see Jack, he'll be or he is. He will be or he is. He'll be or he is sleeping. Whenever you see Jack, he'll be sleeping. अब जब भी उसको देखेंगे वो सो रहा होगा. It means you are registering a complaint actually. It means you are showing disapproval. But in the first one, when you use present simple, you are not concerned whether he wakes up late or early, doesn't matter to you. But here, without complaining, without using a complaintive word, or without using the word disapprove or disapproval, right? You mean to say that you disapprove. There is something wrong. There is something wrong. So at times we can use, although previously we used only future continuous for it, but lately people have started using present continuous as well for it. Do you understand? Whenever you talk to Jack, he'll be raving about his fate. He'll be talking negative about people. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Whenever you talk to her, she'll be complaining about her in-laws. Whenever you talk to her, she is complaining about, or she will be complaining. I repeat that you can use either of the tenses. You can use present continuous or you can use future continuous, although future continuous is more usual. Future continuous is
More usual.
because this present continuous is also used, but lately it has been used. Actually, previously we used it only future continuous, but now you are at liberty. You can use either of the two. You can use present continuous or you can use. That sums up the uses of present continuous. Then there was a question that you did not ask, but I would have appreciated if you had asked. But now I'm telling you that what is it? The thing is that I kept saying, I'm going. I said, I'm going, or I said, I'm going. I'm going to school. I'm going to school. What are you munching? What are you? Munching. Or what are you munching? What are you? Munching. There is a difference between the pronunciation of the words. The difference is that Americans, especially, they usually silence this G. They usually silence this G. There is a greater tendency in Americans that they silence this G and they end with N sound. Munchin, honkin, plain, working, eating, right?
Yes, sir.
But when it comes to Britishers, they'll give it the full sound. Eating, munching, working, right? That is the difference. That's why you saw me sometimes saying working, sometimes you say walking. You must know both.
Yeah.
You must know the British and you must know American. And then there was one more thing that I wanted you to mark, but you failed to mark perhaps. You did not ask me why when I say there are things that are and things that are, right? When I say things that are, again, it's that American impact, right? Americans have this thing in them that they usually twist this T into D. Da. Right? A little water. A little
Water.
water. A little water. I want a little water. Right?
Yes, sir.
Hot water bottle. A hot water.
Bottle.
A hot water bottle, right, is they usually tend to change t into d. And there are patterns to it. When is it that you change this t into? It's usually when this t is sandwiched.
Between two vowel sounds.
When the t is
Sandwiched.
sandwiched. Sandwich, not sandwich.
No.
Sandwiched.
Sandwiched. When T is sandwiched between two vowel letters. W-A-T-E-R. You have a vowel letter here. You have a vowel letter here. A vowel sound on left and a vowel sound on right. And the T is sandwiched. T is
Sandwiched.
sandwiched between two vowel sounds. Americans usually end up giving it the sound of the water.
Water.
Right? Ladder. I wrote a ladder to my friend. I wrote a
Letter to
I
my
wrote
friend.
a letter to my friend. Right? Because you'll see, if you go into the words, you'll see that the T is sandwiched between
Two vowel sounds.
two vowel sounds, and when that is the case, it takes the sound of the
Duh.
the. We'll talk about in detail in some other lecture. I just wanted you to mark it, right?
Yes, sir.
Then there are so many things, gana, wana, etc.
Yeah.
We'll talk about these things later. If you have any questions, please do ask. Please, make me happy. Ask a question. Make me happy. Make it a two-way traffic, multi-directional traffic, multi-directional, or you can make it multi-directional as well. Whatever you like. Use that. They can make it multi-directional, or if they want, they can make it multi-directional as well. Yes, please.
I'm learning English since November.
Mm-hmm.
I've been learning English since November.
Yes,
Which one is correct?
I'm learning, and the other is
I have been.
I have been. If you want to say that present perfect continuous will be correct, because you have begun something in the past, have completed a portion of it in the past, but is still in progress at the present. So present perfect continuous will be correct. I have been learning will be correct. Yes. But still, if you want to go with present continuous, nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. But formally speaking, you will use present perfect continuous. Right? Formally speaking. But informally, you can use present continuous. Nothing wrong. Yes.
So on the way I was listening to some music and there was a word ain't.
Ain't. I ain't. I am not. This is another modernized, way of saying I am not. I ain't care. Right? I ain't care what you do or not. Right? Aap kya kare, kya na kare? I ain't care. I ain't means I'm not. You ain't coming here. You ain't. Again, now it means are not.
Yes.
Right? So it could be anything. Yes. I think that's enough for today. That's enough for today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.